Nate. What's up, bitches? I'm Nate. We play Corpse Party like champs. Here we are, returning. We're gonna play one more episode today, and then I'll record more on a later day. I want to give my brother time to play The Sims or something. I don't want to be up here all day playing Corpse Party by myself. So I'm just going to do one more episode. It'll just be an 18 to 20 minute episode, and then I'm done. And then we're going to just fucking play this later, okay? We're going to do one more episode. A day had passed since the event of Shima Numa Nima South Apartments. This was to be a significant turning point for me, and Mochita might have been a part of it from the start. Except that fate seemed to have been another plans for him. Miss Koan, I have something pressing I need to get to. So if you'll excuse me, whips out Wiener. Ah! No, you sit back down, Satoshi. You score on that algebra quiz yesterday was rather embarrassing. So don't you think? And then if you get a good score on the algebra quiz, you can score with me. I should just have energy drink in one hand, controller on the other. Like an owner training a puppy, Kuan gave him a strong glare, held up her index finger, and reprimand. For the next hour, I'm going to give you a personal lecture. Whip, whip, whip. You're going to listen. And then the next quiz will be a snap for you to pass. And then I'll give you a nice spanking. Spank. But aren't you an English teacher? Isn't algebra a little outside your field of expertise? All this energy drink is making me weird. Yeah, anything's possible if you put your mind to it. She seemed a little taken aback by that remark, puffing up her cheeks like a chipmunk in protest. But Miss Kuan, it's startling how alike she and Miss Yui are. I'm sorry. Looking both bemused and guilty, Machida tried to get up and leave his seat while in one swift motion, but he was quickly and easily caught and lifted up, forcefully sat back down. No! Miss Kuan was smiling. She was actually enjoying this. Who or what am I dealing with here? Who or what am I dealing with here? Miss Kuan was only the slightest bit taller than Mochita. 1 second. Delicious. Putting my can down. Don't worry. Miss Kuan was only the slightest bit taller than Mochita. This did make her taller than the average, but her arms were small and frail. Frail! There seemed to be no way she could possibly have lifted someone of his build. This whole situation was rather bewildering for him, and it made no attempt to hide his confusion. Now, let's begin, shall we? Whip, whip, let me just grab your ear. I want him. Yes. Yes, ma'am. He had no other option. Apparently, he was going to be studying algebra for the next hour. And then he's going to be studying biology for the next 20 minutes, come hell or high water. Yay! Your new teacher wants you to succeed, and she's only slightly older than you. Meanwhile, at a local cafe near the school, Kinu Shinu Ninu and I were sitting down and speaking up with Aiko, the informer. The a diggy boom boom down, singing them on the sea, the singing them on the sea, the singing them on come running, a diggy boom boom down, informer, easy as 1, 2, 3, a diggy boom boom down, do, re, mi, a, b, c, 1, 2, 3, diggy boom boom down, and led my friends from the previous night. Gah! Are you alright? Does your stomach hurt? I responded with a dismissive gesture while continuing to rub my abdomen with my other hand. Ever since the previous night, I had this constant unbearable urge to pee. Okay, maybe the baby teeth are making you pee. What the hell is wrong with me? I mean, I know I got really scared and I hyperventilated, but I can't let that affect my body like this. Did it change something in me? My bladder feels like it's fit to burst. I want to pee myself. Here I go. So where shall we begin? The bathroom, of course! Eiko tilted her head and stared at me, looking up and down, seemingly judging my every mannerism, my every movement. It was making me feel really self-conscious. I covered my abdomen, and I covered my nipples, and with both hands as if guarding it from her gaze. Thank you very much for your help yesterday. Think nothing of it. I only regret that your friends couldn't get to you sooner. Kisarigi Academy is quite large, so it took some time to track you down. Kishinuma and the others. Kishinuma and I stared at one another. And then we kissed. still unsure how to feel about the strange new addition to her entourage. I wasn't in the first game, but I am now. Ayumi Kinoshima, the two survivors of Heavenly Host Elementary. Are you not? No. We'd pledged to never discuss the Heavenly Host with anyone ever again, which we'd always assumed would be an easy promise to keep, but now, casually out of the blue, here we were. Why? How do you know about that? Well, you've been touched by the ever after. When people come into contact with the beyond, the color of their auras change. Something otherworldly, something I can see. Yours is purple, and yours is flurple, which is a slightly different shade of purple. Meh. Both Kishininini and I were speechless. I just sat there staring at my palms, subconsciously trying to see my aura. I was like, yeah, and nothing happened. I guess Eiko was smiling at us triumphantly. Dumb, you said you were an intelligence agent, was it, for the supernatural, and you're a friend of Naho's. That's correct. I'm the one who tipped her off, and then I tipped her over, and then I threw her off a bridge about Heavenly Host Elementary. In fact, it's to Hope's Peak Academy, Heavenly Hosts Elementary. 1, 2, 3. Diggy boom boom down. The true source of the deaths and subsequent erasures that had turned our lives into a living nightmare was the Sakicho Ever After. The ritual possessed the Nagido's occult blog. It'd been a fan of Naho's for quite some time, so when I saw that, I knew I had to try out with their friends from class 2-9. As a result of half those friends are now gone, they all died, lol. I suppose you're aware that Naho was involved in a supernatural investigation on behalf of one Mr. Kibiki, no? I am, and I know she hasn't been posting information on Sachiko Ever After. Well, my business is of similar nature. I gather data from my spiritual hotspots and other supernatural locales, and sell that data to my clients for a fair profit. Not always money, mind you. Sometimes I'll do my dirty work in exchange for a particular spirit item that perks my interest. It all depends on whom I'm dealing with. It's entirely give and take. No, that's entirely give and take. They want my information, and I want their cash or their artifacts. Physically, Aiko was a very attractive young lady, but personality-wise, the jury was still out. Her words were like calculated and emotionless, and her true intentions are a mystery. One could call me an informer, easy as 1, 2, 3 dealer, but I'm an intelligence agent, and Naho was a good customer. My info on Heavenly Host provided to be her last purchase. However, at the time, Naho was single-mindedly excited about Mr. Kihihihi's work. She believed he could qualify for some award with the information I found for her. Meh. Say, could you tell me, was Naho there in that other world you found yourselves trapped in? Naho died together with Mr. Kibiki. I looked down as I answered. Despite everything she'd done, the memory of Naho's passing was still painful for me. She'd become one of Heavenly Host's lost souls and gone completely berserk. In the end, I was the one who finished her off with a gun. I see. I assumed as much. Aiko seemed completely unaffected by this revelation. Her tone remained even, and her expression cold and distant. Honestly, I had about enough of her by this point. She was devoid of empathy. It was almost offensive. I was genuinely starting to get pissed off. And you're okay with that? I do feel sorry for her, don't get me wrong, but I had a strong feeling things would end this way. There's no point in lamenting for which I was fully prepared. Bitch. Kishinuma intended to stare intently at Eiko with his own brand of cold, emotionless eyes. He was oddly quiet, though his anger was palpable. I clenched my fist, and I threw baby teeth at her. What about this girl? I believe she performed the ritual alongside Naho. Did you see her there as well? Eiko showed us the photo of a girl named Sayaka. God, use those same names. I know that's a common name in Japan, Sayaka. So, whatever. No, I can't say I've ever met her. I see. Eiko's expression was so unfaltering, you could carve it in stone. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to say something. But I really like macaroni. That's what she says. If you're calling Naho your customer, I don't think you really say that we're her friend. Huh? My voice was breaking with rage, but even if that hadn't been my case, my face must have been red like a book. This icy bitch may have only had one expression, but I sure didn't. Oh my. Do you have something against that word? When I deal with my customers, I give them a guarantee of the utmost quality, and I dedicate my wham and myself to other satisfactions. It's an unbreakable bond of trust, like one you would have for a partner, and not always something you can say about friendships now, is it? That's... I had no idea what to say. It seemed like Aiko was used to this sort of thing. Her response felt carefully rehearsed, like a sales pitch. Finally, Minu broke his silence. Hey, I do want to thank you for helping us save Shinozaki yesterday, really. But spreading dangerous information just to pay the bills, how the hell can you sleep at night? Hehehe. Information is just that. Information. Harmless on its own, there's no good or bad. It's like a tool. It's up to the recipient for how it's used. Anything can be harmful if it's in the wrong hands, after all. Why, that cup over there can be used to kill a man just as easily as this knife. I got a knife right here, stab. The hell it could. That's bullshit, you know it, bitch. Hey, Yumi, do you agree? Nico, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know why I rolled my R's there. Sorry. But I always hate the way you think. I feel it's irresponsible. Her expression remained calm and cool and collected overall, but her eyes blinked several times in rapid succession. It was like first outward sign of emotion we'd seen from her. Oh my god. Well, now it seems like I've become regarded something of a villain here. I can't say it's new or unexpected, but it never ceases to be disheartening. Aiko quickly just shrugged off her sudden outburst, and it was back to her usual icy self. It doesn't matter now. Anyway, we destroyed Heavenly Host. It's gone. Meh. An awkward tension filled the room, or at least your table. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Then there's a reason we sought you out. Something I wanted to discuss with you. I wanted to see how Tripping felt. Aiko produced a thick, hard-boiled file folder from the light blue bag she brought with her. She opened it to reveal several documents of a questionable nature. Here's pictures of me naked. Here's pictures of me naked with a buff guy. Here's pictures of me naked with 17 buff ladies. Among them were the ones that looked to be a family tree, as well as numerous pages featuring Black Magic Woman and other Santana albums. Symbology for images that looked like tree branches. Meh. Yeah, I know. Black Magic Woman. Spell charts. And that Shinozaki family tree. Now she's done to go try. You may find what I'm about to tell you a bit shocking. Aiko was looking directly into my eyes. Her gaze was fixed and intense and unblinking. What Kishinuma said a moment ago is incorrect. Huh? What do you mean, slugger? Heavenly Host Elementary has not been destroyed. It's back, just like Hope's Peak, which is right next door. Look, there's Byaku Shimaku. Heavenly Host Elementary had not been destroyed. It still exists even now. Is Corpse Party also a video game turned anime? That'd be really cool. Take a look at this. Check this shit out. It's a small girl. Aiko placed a black and white photo on the table. It wasn't the clearest of pictures. I guess this is like Fatal Frame too. It's too bad that lost. I wanted to play Fatal Frame with Vince. Oh, whatever. I'll keep it on my shelf and I'll play it maybe next Spooktober. Maybe before Spooktober. Who knows? In the picture, a small girl can be seen standing on one of those all too familiar hallways, holding a hatchet in her right hand. And then she was like, here's Johnny. Here's Lolly. It's Heavenly Host. Where did this come from? We have confirmation then. It's the thoughtograph I've taken. It didn't have the power to produce a clear image, but this is the current state within Heavenly Host. There's a girl with an axe. I don't understand what I'm looking at. Guys, there's a lot more action in this later, and we actually are supposed to be like demons chasing us and we can die. Because, I mean, we were able to refill our HP in the prologue, so hopefully after like 5 episodes we can actually fight some monsters. I can't even describe what was going through my head at that moment. I felt like I was about to burst. Aiko, however, remained calm as ever while recounting her story. Let's start at the beginning. First, the red box from yesterday. After some time, I was able to open it, and I found these spirit items contained within the box I'd found on Makino's futon. Inside it were apparently 2 stones resembling magatama, comma-shaped ceremonial objects from Japanese antiquity. Also included in the box were several more roughly hewn stones, as well as the lining across the edges containing crumpled pieces of thin white paper. Unfortunately, most of those boxes' contents were broken or damaged. This pair, however, was still fully intact. Oh no, it's the logo to the game. They looked almost like the demented version of the yin and yang symbols. Puzzle pieces that were clearly built to be slotted together. Ugh. Eiko now held one stone in each hand and was motioning them towards one another as if to drive that point home. And then, as you see here, it looks like they're having sex. Spirit items are, in the simplest terms, items which have been infused with the thoughts and feelings of the dead. Look, this one's saying, "Ouch, I was shot." And this other one says, "Whoops, I accidentally slipped on a banana peel and fell off the interstate." Those who have had such objects will be visited by spirits within them, or at the very least, forever privy their memories and earlier laments. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's powerful, powerful stuff. I might as well look the part, but I'm actually quite an avid collector of spirit items. Like, look, I have this haunted PSP. It has a demon face on it, and it smells like onions. Ogres have layers. Kinoshima and I briefly locked eyes again, and then we shared the same look of bewilderment, and then we smooched. Eiko's personality was much more twisted than either of us had initially perceived it to be. I tried to get the fix on this little girl's thoughts, and in doing so I heard a vengeful cry, and I saw this image of the girl who braided her hair in an abandoned school building. My curiosity having been piqued, I took out this camera, I whipped it out, and I took a big picture. At this, walk up to the club like, "What up? I got a big camera." At this, she produced an odd instant camera, placed it on the table in front of us, and I tried to take this photo of the image in my mind. The result is this shot. This particular spirit item only allows me to produce images from the exact moment in time when the picture is taken. The past or future are alike and the beyond is reach out. No! I examined the photograph in greater detail, and a chill ran down my spine, and then up my spine, and then down my spine again. And then it finally stopped in the middle of my spine, and I was like, "Damn it, chill, get out of here." I examined the photograph, blah, blah, blah. There was absolutely no denying what it depicted. No! I was actually shaking. Without Sachiko Shinogi, the school should have collapsed. It should have ceased to exist as soon as we escaped. I believe the collapse was halted, perhaps right on the brink, on the edge of glory, even maybe because the person whom a voice I heard this belongs to. Eiko motioned towards the photo in my hand. It could even be the girl in that picture. I wonder who she is. Nah. The answer was the beginning of the dawn to me. A sudden cold sensation exploded through my body, and then I hit the shiver in the middle of my spine, and I shuddered, as if I was trying to shake off the encroaching realization. "God damn, hot damn," called the police, and you really think that hellhole is still around? Kishu Ninu leaned forward. The conversation was clearly beginning to engage him, a lot more than it had been. Heavenly Host Elementary, or rather, the dimensional space that took on the form of Heavenly Host Elementary, fascinated me from the moment it introduced into Naho. And then, the other academy, I'm just going to make jokes to Danganronpa a whole bunch, because I got the Danganronpa and Resident Evil vibe from this, which is, again, funny. I began to research independently, and I learned its true identity. It's, something like a new nirvana, another world, or a hereafter, an otherworldly plane of death. Though ordinarily one tends to think of there being only this world and the next. A new Nirvana? They have a new album. How's that even possible? Like, one of them's dead. That's correct. You know about Yoshi, do you not? Yeah. And of her clinic, the Shino Nino estate, wherein the grimoire known as the Book of Shadows was located. My floors have never been cleaner, neener. Dang it. Yeah. I want to save, damn it. Wow, how could she know about that? A million thoughts, a million questions, a million ways to be cruel. Dun dun dun. All went through my head. I was speechless. All I could do was sit there and hear her out. Please let me save. Oh man, and then I fell over. It was like a muffled scream or a moan of agony. The sound you make when you want to make a sound, but are barely able to. That one was a little more forceful, accompanied by thrashing. It caused a nearby table leg to fall over and roll along the ground. Please, dear, come now. You need to stay calm. This was Yoshi Shino Nino's clinic, and Yoshi herself was on top of her husband. That's hot. Holding him down with both of her hands. That's hot. She continued her Shinto purification chant. That's hot. To prevent Seiji from biting off his own tongue, he had been gagged with a towel. Needless to say, he wasn't looking particularly well. Not far from where this was occurring, Saicho stood against trembling and watched the proceeding with her hesitant stuff happening. Kino Okami, who visits the underworld and beholds foul spirits guided to the cleansing waters of Tachibana and the Odo no Arigadaga. I feel like a weeb here. Shores of the land and Suji Huki Huki Huki. Seiji, still collapsed on the floor, was clearly suffering. His body was bent into a most unnatural shape, and he was fervently clawing at his neck. He was like, I have to shave my neck beard, it hurts. I beseech thee, in the name of the divine virtues of the gods gathered here, to wash away the sins we've committed and the impurities that dwell within our minds, and bodies, and boobs. Nrrr. Saichiko's father screaming through his gag, foam beginning to froth from its edges. He was going into cyanosis. Ghostly images of Shino Nino women from past smiled down upon the event to the ceiling, laughing and mocking his suffering. Worse still, some of the women had traditionally blackened teeth, giving their smiles an unintentionally sinister edge. The atmosphere within the room was heavy. This song is so heavy! It's as if spirits occupied every empty corner, dancing and abouting freely and joyously. Gasp! Yeah! Seiji's body sharply bent and began convulsing. Come into this world! Multitudinous Okami of Harididu. Dear, stay with me! Dear! Nah! Mioa, no Mitoma, I beg of you, please do not take him. Her great-grandmother, Siri, the head of Shino Nino family, was among the black-teeth woman laughing joyously at Seiji's suffering. Daddy! Oh no, double daddy! Somebody say daddy. He didn't make it. Plot twist. He didn't make it. His voice began to weaken and his convulsions began to lose strength. Finally, the last spark of life had left his body. His eyes rolled into the back of his head and all movement ceased. Daddy. Oh man. That's really dark. Saichiko looked up, eyes glazed over with tears. Yeah, I know, you're not feeling so hot. I'm sorry. Yoshi, too, was on like a blood-stained hurricane, stricken with grief and despair. Oh my god, don't bring despair into this. This is what it means to be a Shino Nino, to be part of the cursed bloodline and to marry. And all men who marry are guaranteed to die quickly. Not even Yoshi could circumvent that fate. So, she married a guy knowing all too well that being part of an evil bloodline would cause her husband to die. How nice of her. So she turned back to the forbidden book, an item for her family that she's been protecting for generations, for those who might misuse it. The Grimoire. The Book of Shadows. It was the Necronomicon in the first one, but still. I think they're the same item. To lose a loved one was a fate she feared more than anything else, so she tried to offset it through black magic. It was an act of truly absurd foolishness. She must have cared for him so deeply. She would have literally done anything to see him again, no matter what the cost, even her own immortal soul. Eiko stared deeply into my eyes, and then we kissed, seamlessly fishing for a reaction of her tale. But then what happened next was almost beyond belief. Top 10 things that happened in a demon room. Number 7 will make you say, what? I continued listening, unknowingly stroking my wound on my thigh. Yay! Unpleasant memories of my own foolish run-in with the black magic resurfaced. The Shino Nino bloodline that flowed through Yoshi's veins was much more powerful than anyone could have known. Its energy spawned something much more different than what Yoshi intended. By which, of course, I mean the giant demon penis she grew. Gasp! I instantly knew that she was going to say, from the book. She created a new Nirvana. So she brought back Kurt Cobain, and she got the other 2 members, and they were like, let's do this. Everyone could coexist in the dead in eternity, and there was a new dimension from the netherworld itself forcibly born into the world of the living. What is this? Pick it up, drop it down. Yoshi must have lost half her sanity. Right there, her Vinsanity. Right there, she tried to leave her only child Shaki in the real world while living with her husband's soul in the new Nirvana. And then she subscribed to Vinsanity IBG and watched all of their unboxings in the netherworld. There you go. The Land of Corpses. Sounds like a metal album. However, this Nirvana had a mind of its own. Yoshi couldn't possibly control it. Shino, Nino, or no. Meh. I knew that all too well. Just like Yoshi's, I'd experienced my own tragic failure with black magic at Shino Nino 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 Clinic. Black magic has its own blowback of sorts. Her husband's soul was split apart by the scattered in all directions, and Yoshi's life, all too well, was on the verge of being snuffed out. She knew that she'd made a horrible mistake. She deeply regretted it, and she took what she could have used. Oh god, that was a really gross belch. Let me sip some more. Have you ever belched so that, like, after you burp, it feels like a tiny bit of food comes up, but it's not? Like, it's not a sour burp, but it tastes like a sour burp? That was what that was. That was bad. She deeply regretted it, and then she took what she could have assumed to be her last dying breath. Her soul daughter, in possession of nearly limitless spiritual potential, absorbed into the entirety of new nirvana into her body. Sachiko. I want to save, damn it. Can I save now? The poor girl collapsed to the floor. Like your face will get forced to the floor. So guys, there's like no game audio in this game. It's so weird. The poor girl collapsed to the floor, violently thrashing about with the weight of the entire dimension crushed her. This action had saved her mother's life, certainly, but death would have surely been preferable. Picking herself up, Yoshi rushed to her daughter's side in tears. Yes, Sachiko, Sachi, why? No. Oh man, you're fucked, kid. Both your parents are dead. Pushed me to the edge. Both parent and child were bawling, pain mixing with relief and mixing with pain again. Yeah, I know, you're sad. Wah! You're so sad, I'm so sorry. The little girl buried her face into Yoshi's bosom, and then they cried and cried and cried. Yoshi grasped her tightly in both arms, tears streaming down her face, uncontrollably. At least you got to feel her boobs before you died. By this point, Sachiko's body had begun producing a dark blue aura. I'm sorry, Sachi. I'm sorry. Oh man, this is getting really dark already. Oh man, Mommy has you from now on. Mommy will never leave you. She'll never even think of leaving you again. No. I'm just going to drop the game audio again, guys. So there's some chops in that audio. I've been mixing my audio live. That's the problem when you're one guy. I wish I had a squad. Like some YouTubers and Twitch streamers, Twitch streamers have squads of people that help them. So I wish I had a squad of people, but I don't. As soon as you know Sachiko is a direct descendant of the Shino Nino 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 drug bloodline, a thoroughbred, that means her power is greater than Yoshi's. It had to be, of course, for her to live in her house, entirely new dimension within her body. Aiko took a big, noisy sip from her coffee mug. At the time, she must have been the strongest practitioner of the dark arts in the world, little girl or no. Yet, despite that, she wound up dying? That's right, little girl. The same day Yoshi fell and died, Sachiko disappeared, and that was 50 years ago now. Meh, they were both killed by the principal. Just as I suspected. The principal's heinous actions are to blame. Then for the resurrecting the new Nirvana with Shiko and creating the closed spaces well known in Heavenly Host Elementary. It's probably because the school was the site of Sachiko's violent demise that her Nirvana took on its form. Yet even then, with the Sachiko reborn as a spirit in the realm and the all-powerful seemingly continuing to exert the complete control over it. I guess that's why she was able to manifest so many different horrible things in there. I actually want to fucking play the game, and the only problem is it is just the bad parts of Danganronpa and the bad parts of Resident Evil, so this is kind of getting confusing. This is all starting to make a sick sort of sense. The pieces were falling into place, and painting an absolutely awful picture. I shared it to myself as I considered it. When you escaped, you removed Sachiko from the equation, but Nirvana remained. Is it going berserk once more? I should have just disappeared. This world would be better off without it. This entire conversation was a roller coaster of emotions for me. At this point, I was just angry. Angry at everyone involved with the whole ordeal, myself included. Now then, if I may, I'd like to discuss something a bit more outlandish with you. Meh, okay. Would you like to see your dead friends again? No. That certainly got our attention, and we both perked our heads up immediately. Spirits that have died in Nirvana are said to roam its grounds, trapped and unable to find rest. As such, your friend's soul still may exist on that plane. Meh. There are actually a number of useful magics listed in the Book of Shadows. Aside from the spell Yoshi used to create the new Nirvana, there's also a spell of revival. Meh, Nagishima and I knew about that one all too well. Oh no, we summoned demons with it. Forcefully returning to a life this plain is of course dreadfully taboo, and it is considered an affront to the will of God by virtually all religious organizations. Huh? Kishinu Ninu seems a bit more confused than he usually is, than probably should have been, though I suspect the look on my face has something more to do with that. I performed that spell, the very one Eiko was describing. It took hours, failed miserably, killed my sister. All at once, the guilt returns. I lowered my head solemnly. Eiko grinned at me, and all I had was a sinking suspicion it was because she somehow knew that what I was thinking, though I couldn't be sure, and I certainly didn't know how she would. Still, who cares about bullshit like that, right? You can be blasphemous. You can break every commandment. Bring it on. You do whatever it takes to resurrect your dead friends, no? All you have to do is find that book and cast the spell once more with Heavenly Host Elementary. Your chances of success would be much, much higher. Get a grand sandwich. You'd be very, very popular, don't you think? Hold on. Do you have any idea what you're saying? What happens if we even get word? I didn't exactly mean to interrupt Nino, but quite honestly, I didn't even realize what he was talking. I was just too focused on what Eiko just said. You know about it, don't you? Our failed attempt, Yoshi's place, me and Nunu. Hee. Eiko tilted her head at me, that same wry smile creeping across her face. She'd gone from cold and emotionless to knowing and expressive in a mere instant. I don't think we really believed what was happening. To do to us, it was like a dream. What we saw was impossible. What we experienced was impossible. I thought I was going insane. In the membrane. I should have been possible. We should have done it. I just want to pull it all behind me. But it was real. Eiko pointed to the scar on my neck, then went on a step further and lightly brushed it with her hand. Ow! I could feel that touch deep within my soul. I suddenly found myself swallowing my next breath, practically choking on thin air. See? You came in contact with something ordinary people could never imagine. Do you really think you can just turn tail and run from that now? I looked down again, trying my best to avoid Eiko's gaze. Do you really think I can do it? Do it. When I had started crying, I raised my head again, intent upon looking deep into Eiko's eyes, and then smooching her supple lips, but then she looked so blurry with my tears. I couldn't tell, though she was smiling at me. It was the same expression, her new standard. You have high standards, don't you? I'm above your standards. Not quite sure what you're talking about. Can you be more specific? Well, actually, I am going to be more specific. I'm low standards. Can I really? Yes. What is it? I want to hear you say it. What exactly do you want to accomplish? Can I bring everybody back? Nicely done. Eiko patted my head as one might a dog after a successful performed trick. What the grimoire produces are miracles spawned from the wisdom of witches, and the miracles hold the power to bend fate, even if fate itself is set in stone, so to speak. You are a descendant of the house of Shino Nino, a family of immensely powerful practitioners of magic, and since the is no longer here with us, this is something only you can do, bitch. My confidence is being holstered by the minute, though, but in retrospect, it was likely Eiko's aim nonetheless. There was still something I could do for my friends. But, wait, I don't even know where the Book of Shadows is anymore, plus... You're no longer able to travel to Heavenly Host. Wait, you're no longer able to travel to Heavenly Host because of the Sachiko in the elevator ever after ritual. In the elevator, the Sachiko ritual gone wrong, correct? Yeah, that's right. That's what Yuki said. Anyway, are Yuki a girl from school? Eiko once again placed the blush white magnetoma stones from her box in each hand, fitting them together, though this is not quite the way you're supposed to interlocked. Oh no, they interlocked wrong. That's where these come in. What? What are they? Oh, they house an exceptional amount of spiritual energy. That's what I would expect given their spirit items from the Shino Nino line. A voice I heard told me about them. They're called Ever After Stones. Ever After Stones? I'd like you to grab my Ever After Stones. I leaned forward despite myself. The name sent a shiver down my spine. Again. And then Sub-Zero ripped out my spine. Fatality. But now I heard it. I had to know more. These two are one. Fit them together like puzzle pieces. And chant Nirvana. I summon the dead. And all who are in direct or indirect contact with them will be spirited away. Miyazaki. We both flinched at her chant. Eiko just smiled. She have mentioned it. Intentionally oriented the stones in the wrong way so the charm wouldn't activate. It's the same when you return. She tossed the stone she'd been holding in her right hand into her left, where it clacked together with the other. Oh shit, strange, isn't it? This girl taught me the technique herself. Eiko glazed longingly at the story. She was clearly utterly enamored by them. It seems like they were the key factors in unleashing her newfound emotional expressiveness. Look at my boobs. But my focus was elsewhere. It was on her boobs. Without a doubt, the items Eiko now held in her left hand were of extraordinarily dangerous, possibly most dangerous, horrific items in the entire world. However, oh man, while Eiko was oogling them with her left hand, her right was feeling around for something in her breast pocket. She slowly removed it, producing an old black and white photograph. When had she taken that? It was the same photograph I seen with Nino house in the previous night. No, it's a different one. Yeah, it is. I depicted a young Yoshi alongside her mother and Makina. When Yoshi was in her teens, she adored her Aunt Makina and would often go to her place to visit. The Shino Nino family, world famous for their spiritual abilities. And this is when it all started. Oh shit, the surviving elder of the Yaguara society felt it was too dangerous to leave these items with the Martuas, and came her, including the steal of the deal of the Book of Shadows, away from them! Get away! But he felt it would be more dangerous for the book and stones to remain together. So while he gave the book to Yoshi for safekeeping, he gave the stones to Makina. Ah! Yaguara society, Maturbas. Oid mans. Abin noli, moli, nolin dashvaderben, vakriaturmus, sterber. Or whatever he says. I've never seen these books at all, blah, blah, blarsh. Buy that album from Karate Chad. He's my friend, Karate Chad. You removed Saichiko Shunino from school, and doing so you created the perfect storm of opportunity. I can't speak and I have too much energy in my system. Two-way travel from one dimension is now possible. It's no longer a one-way road. This is a long fucking episode. Spiritual spot. She thrust the Ever-After stones with her crotch and continued making her pitch, growing more excited by the second. I was legitimately speechless. What could I say? Don't you see? This place is a gold mine. No longer claim the world full of spirits is fake. Investigators like myself are lying. It's all different now. Occult researchers can be legitimized. I'm even considering bringing people to that cursed dimension on tour if I can to make a little extra cash. No? Nino, and I both reacted to this preposterous suggestion. For with the start, she couldn't possibly be serious, could she? I've deleted the proxy doll date on Naho's blog, so no one will be able to jump that way anymore. Only I possess the means to enter that place now. What could she possibly have been thinking? I wanted to stop her at once. I wanted to take those stones and break them right there, on the spot, with her before anyone else got hurt. But when I begin conducting these tours, however, I want to make customer safety my top priority. And you seek your friend's spirits. Will reinvestigating the dimension can help you reach this goal. Our dimensions are the same, Ayumi. Ayoko leaned in as she spoke, her breath scented with the sugary sweetness of her extravagant desserts we've been eating. Tickled my nose. Sniff, sniff. So what do you say? Let's go back to the Heavenly Host Elementary together one more time, shall we? I really wanted to conduct tours using the paper dolls, but missed my chance. Now I have these lovely stones. This must be fate, and I can make business of it. Eiko seemed like she was on top of the world, and I'm on top of the world. Hey, I'm on top of the world. Hey, but that just made me more disgusted with her. So how about it? On the other hand, she was offering me a chance to save our chummies, and however remote that chance may have been, it stacked in the odds frustratingly in her favor. I still couldn't just say yes, but I also couldn't just say no. Honestly, I resented Eiko putting me in this position. I glared at her from the moment before I said anything. I can't answer that right now. Give me some time to think it over. Meh. I'd almost forgotten Kininu was there. Sudden waves of guilt washed over me. He had absolutely incredulous look on his face. I couldn't bear to see it, so I looked away. We don't know where the Book of Shadows is, bitch. But anyway, we don't know if the stones can actually do what you say they can. There's no way you could have already tried it, right? Eiko smiled. She oriented the two stones. They form a perfect yin-yang symbol, then slotted them together once again. Oh shittles, immediately the stones began glowing with bluish white hue and the stream of energy started to form around her. No! You gotta be kidding me. Right now, slugger. Eiko continued smiling and looked directly into my eyes. Hee hee hee. No need to decide now. Think it over. Yes, it's true. The full range of these stones' power has yet to be tested. So their true danger is as of yet to be determined. She slowly separated the two stones as she said this, and the energy surrounding it dissipated. But they're from the home of Makina Nino Nino, a prominent branch of the Shino Nino Nino tree. Their authenticity and the credibility of my intelligence is hard to dispute. A long episode. Meh. Hell of a thing, slugger. Can I see them? I don't know, I don't know. Kino Shino Nino Nino didn't want to answer. He grabbed the Ever After stones from Eiko's hand and began examining them more carefully. Hard to believe this is what was in that box. You weren't planning on keeping these stones all to yourself, were you, slugger? Eiko seemed to be taken aback by the question. Way to go! You managed to catch her off her guard. Half the credit for finding this is due to Shino Nino, risking her skin and all that jazz. Eiko seemed to ponder these words for a moment. Hee. Well then, let's make sure neither of us can go by ourselves. We'll keep one of the two stones. Oh, that's fair. All right, give me one, Kinu Nino. Sure thing. Kinu Nino plopped one of the stones in my hand and then slipped the other back into the drawstring pouch. Eiko. God. There. He then casually handed the pouch back to the rightful owner. Thanks, bitch. Feel free to give me a call anytime you like. And don't worry, I'll even help you back in the Book of Shadows free of charge. Eiko flashed us the biggest, most gregarious smile I think I've ever seen. And when we do find it, you'll go with me, won't you, Ayumi? Meh. I closed my eyes and I gave something like a half-hearted half nod. Lowering my head and without raising it again, it was interpreted as a yes, but I'm not sure I meant it that way. Good. That being the case, it's on me today. Eiko got up and grabbed the check. Yay! No, I'll pay for mine. I took out my wallet. I had no desire to owe this person anything. Eiko just smiled. Dutch it is. Then hee. Okay, oh yes, I almost forgot. I'd like you to have this. Eiko handed her a thoughtograph to me. I bet I have to do something stupid with the thoughtograph, don't I? Now it's not gonna bite you, and I'm not asking any money for it, so please, just take it, with my blessing. Whoosh. Yay, now I have a picture of a demon girl. Where's the candle? I want to see the candle, damn it. I despise her. Me too. I actually said that before this started loading. Oh my god, me too. Okay, give me the thing. Shunozumo Shinchara Moshrigi and Miss Yui. As soon as I'm done with those four, I'm breaking the stone and smushing it. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Better make sure to break the other one too. While you're at it. And stuff. As he'd been waiting for this, Kino Nino pulled the other stone from his pocket. Kishunuma? She doesn't know what it is like in that school. I mean, she was actually getting excited about going in there, so I helped myself when she wasn't looking. Kishuninu, that's amazing. You're terrible. Oh god, they're perfect for each other because they're both morons. Hey, serious business for serious action. Though, Shino Nino, I don't know how to say this exactly, but about the whole resurrection thing. The whole situation with Shino Nino and the others should probably be left alone, don't you think? You've gone through so much already. Some really blah blah blah, and I don't really know. No Shuno Mazono, not Miss Yui, not Shonohara, not Moshrigi. We wouldn't want that. Yeah, I know, you're so sad. But that might not be true. Ugh, damn it. Shinozagi, just stop. Do you know how much Satoshi and Naga have been worrying about you? You're making them worry. I'm sorry. Thank you, Makan. Bring that shit back. But Nino, please, you have to understand. I just need a little more. I just need you to humor me for a little bit longer, okay? Please, just let me do this. And stuff. I really want to play my Switch. I want to end this recording session so I can go downstairs and drink energy drink and play my Switch. Fine, but listen, you're not doing it alone. I'm going to keep one of the stones. Okay. Oh man, and then he pets me like a dog. That's what all girls like. It'll be alright, you know. Don't worry, I'll just rub your head like this. That's all you're gonna get from me, bitch.
No sexual favors from me? Oh my gosh. Fat Albert. What's going on, dum-dums?
I turned my gaze to meet Kinu Ninu Ninu. My eyes must have looked like saucers and windows to the mind, full of worries, ideals, and fears, spurred by the unexpected turn of events. If anything happens, don't hesitate to call me, okay? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, and call me, okay? I'm here for you, and don't you blindly rushing into dangerous situations like you did yesterday. If you die, I'm gonna kill you. I may not be able to offer much, but I'm confident that I can at least protect you from harm. Kinu Ninu Ninu patted me on the head reassuringly as he said this, and I had no idea how to react. So I said, bark, bark, bark. I felt warm and safe, but I also was a little annoyed, much like a younger sister being simultaneously comforted and scolded by her big brother. All I could say in response was, bark, bark, bark. Okay. I could feel my eyes still bulging from my head, opened as far as my eyelids would allow. I imagined how much it would have appeared to Kinu Ninu at the momentarily embarrassed. And then I peed myself. And then I did my Gary Busey impersonation. Come on now, let's get you home. No, okay. I hope there's a safe candle in my house. Yay! Is there a safe candle in my house? Safe candle! Hello! Do you recycle? Hello? He's late. Seriously, what's he thinking? Wee! Let's go! Why am I running? We need some time to clear our head. Oh yeah, I forgot. You get tired easily. Because this is a horror game. Oh my god. I remember running up these stairs to my Yoshinomono at the other time. It dawned on me legitimately those memories. Could they be a question somehow? When you graduate and transfer or get married, you're always still able to see one another as long as you're both still alive. And in this reality, it is as if Pseudo Nino Nino never existed. Okay, where am I supposed to go? I'm pulling a dark side fill here. Okay, let's just walk like normal. I want to find a save candle. Because as soon as I find a save candle, I can quit. Oh man, she has to think again. Ugh. Where are all the people? These streets seem unusually quiet. Is it just because it's a late hour? No, there's probably a demon somewhere. Okay, not here either. Ugh. I guess my house is on the other side of this walkway, or is it at the convenience store? Let's go to the convenience store really quick. Hopefully there's a save candle in there. Hello, convenience store. I don't need anything right now. Damn it. Okay, let's just walk like normal. We can't go to the convenience store. But the convenience store is so convenient. Is this my house? And the owner of is the owner of this house happy? Obviously, they're experiencing the daily joys and hardships of life, like everyone else. They really understand what all that means. Where the fuck do I go? There you go. Is this my house? The sign on the door reads, closed for the day, though this building may actually be vacant for years. This used to be a photo studio, I think. Okay. Can I pause? Can I quit?